Good morning. In today's video, I'm Christian. In today's video, I'm gonna be talking about a little bit of my point of view of these two items about cultural language. I'm gonna be talking about what I got from them, what I could understand. So let's start. What are the difference between, or what is the difference between acculturation and acculturation? Well, acculturation is the acquisition of the fair culture. The one that we get from our environment, of our way of doing something. That is the one you had to learn like mandatory because that is the first one. And acculturation is the acquisition of the second language. That is an additional culture, the one that we learn from other countries and other way of doing something. So, what is the difference between cultural awareness and cross-cultural awareness? Well, these two items are quite similar. Cross-cultural awareness and cultural awareness. Cultural awareness is to be aware of different manners, a different way of doing something, but you still see your way of doing something as best as others. That is cultural awareness. And cross-cultural awareness is quite similar, as I say, is to be aware of different way, of different manners, but you try to discover and try to learn in order to adapt to it. That's culture to your own, so that is the main difference. What is the relationship between language and culture? Well, these two items can not be separate. This item is impossible to separate this item because language is the result of the culture. A culture is the content of the language, so you cannot separate these two items. And you cannot teach a language without teaching culture. Is impossible. So, what are some different views of culture in language learning? Well, there are several cultural views in language learning. One is communicator. That also is from communicator approach. And this view, culture is used to enhance communicators' skills. There are all views that is curriculum view. This is when the real value of the language is see. You can see the real value of the language. So that's all I want to say. What are some techniques for teaching cultural awareness? There are a lot of techniques for teaching cultural awareness, like comprehensive method, drama, newspapers can also be used to teach cultural awareness. So how can I teach cultural awareness in a classroom? So before start a class, you can present some different items from different costume, different culture, so to different. Then you also can teach the different, for example, American costume to a foreign costume, in order to achieve a good comprehension of them. You can do a lot of things in order to teach cultural awareness. You can also use films, movies to teach cultural awareness. There are a lot of ways of doing it. So, what are some advantages and disadvantages of teaching culture in a classroom? Well, let me start with the disadvantages. One disadvantage is that teaching culture in a classroom. Look, a classroom is not like the real world. When you teach cultural awareness in a classroom, you can learn, of course, but it's not the same like to be outside of the classroom. The real world is completely different. There are people that never study and never, they can add difference. But one advantage is also this. One advantage is that this is can be the first step on a long journey to discover the world, and that is important to teach cultural awareness in a classroom too. As I say, has his advantages and disadvantages, but it can be useful a lot if a teacher can like apply in a right way. I mean, the teacher can be useful to lead the student to be aware of different cultures, but they have to know how to apply it, how to teach it. So that's all. I hope that you could get at least my point. Also, bye bye. So here I missed something. It was the difference between culture shock and culture bond. So let's start it. Culture shock refers to the feeling of confusing or anxiety that people may experience when moving to a new country, and to be like a new culture all surrounded. And cultural bonds occur when people from a culture find themselves or himself in a different or strange, uncomfortable situation. This can occur when people are interacting with a different culture. They feel that it's not the way that they used to do things in his own culture. A cultural bond can occur in a short period. So, unlike cultural shock, is like longer. The cultural can longer the cultural.